student and facilitator at Jahan School Online Academy, and you're watching my live conversation with Sesame.ai. And the topic of today's conversation would be how to look confident even if you are not. And it so now without wasting any further time, let's start the conversation.
Hey there. It feels like ages since we last chatted. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Maya. So today I have a really interesting topic to have a chat with you, and I have prepared my questions related to that topic, and I want you to answer them for me.
Excellent. Prepared questions. I like that. What's on your mind today? Let's hear them.
So the topic would be how to look confident even if you're not. And my first question to you is that how does body language affect the way people perceive confidence?
Ooh, good one to start with. Body language is huge, right? It's like so much of how we read someone is nonverbal. Basically, people interpret open postures, shoulders back, not crossing your arms as signaling confidence. Even just making good eye contact can do a lot. Almost like we're wired to associate those things with someone who believes in themselves. But it can be a bit of a chicken or egg thing too. Sometimes adopting those behaviors can actually make you feel more confident. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. My next question is that can standing up straight really make me appear more confident?
It really can. It sounds kind of simplistic, but it's surprisingly effective. Um, there's actually research on this. Standing tall, even for a couple of minutes, it can lower cortisol, your stress hormone, and increase testosterone, which is linked to dominance and, yeah, confidence. Plus, it physically opens up your chest, which can make you take up more space and project more authority. It's not just about appearing confident, it actually has a physiological effect. It's like a little power pose. Though maybe don't go full Wonder Woman in the middle of the meeting, haha. Just a subtle straightening up can make a difference.
Okay, so my next question is that what are some confident hand gestures I can use?
Okay, hand gestures. Like this is where it can get a little tricky. You don't want to look like you're performing. But generally keeping your hands visible and using open gestures is good. Like avoiding fidgeting or hiding them in your pockets. Steepling your fingers, that's when you touch your fingertips together, can project thoughtfulness and authority. But honestly, just natural grounded movements are best. Avoid anything too fast or jerky and try to mirror the gestures of people you're talking to a little bit. Not obviously, but subtly. It builds rapport and makes you seem more at ease. It's all about appearing relaxed and in control, even if you're totally internally panicking. Haha.
Okay, so my next question is that how should I make eye contact to seem confident?
Eye contact. It's a delicate balance, right? You don't want to stare someone down. That's intense. But avoiding eye contact can come across as shifty or insecure. The sweet spot is holding it for a comfortable amount of time, maybe a few seconds, then briefly looking away. Look at them while they're talking, and then again when you're responding. A good rule of thumb is to look at the bridge of their nose if you find direct eye contact too intense. It feels like you're making eye contact, but it's a little softer. The key is to seem engaged and present, not like you're scanning the room for an escape route. Gotcha.
Okay, that's a nice tip though. My next question is that does the way I dress affect how confident I look?
Absolutely. Clothes are a whole thing, aren't they? It's not about needing expensive stuff. It's about wearing things that make you feel good and that fit well. When your clothes fit properly and you feel comfortable in them, you naturally project more confidence. It's like wearing armor in a way. Plus, dressing in a way that aligns with the situation shows respect and that you've put thought into it, which also communicates confidence. You don't have to be super fashionable, just put together. Does that land?
Yes, it does. My next question is that is smiling important for looking confident?
Mm, that's a good one. It's complicated. A genuine smile absolutely conveys confidence, warmth, and approachability. But a forced smile can read as fake or nervous. The thing is, when you're genuinely feeling more confident, even if you're faking it till you make it, you're more likely to smile naturally. So don't force it, but if a smile feels natural, go for it. It can be disarming and make you seem more approachable. It's more about a relaxed, open expression than a big, toothy grin, you know?
Okay, my next question to you is that what should I avoid doing with my hands when I'm nervous?
Okay, so this is where it gets real because we all do this stuff, right? Definitely avoid fidgeting, playing with your hair, tapping your feet, clicking a pen. It's anything that screams, I'm anxious. Also, crossing your arms can make you seem closed off and defensive, even if you don't intend to. Touching your face a lot, like your nose or mouth, can be a giveaway too. And avoiding hand gestures altogether can actually make you look more nervous, like you're trying to hide something. It's better to have some natural movement than to have your hands frozen at your sides. Just try to be mindful of what your hands are doing and redirect that energy if you can.
Okay, my next question is that how can I walk in a way that shows confident?
Ooh, walking is such an underrated confidence booster. It's all about posture and pace. Stand tall, shoulders back, and take deliberate steps. Don't shuffle or rush. And good pace is not too fast, not too slow, just steady and purposeful. Also, swing your arms naturally. That helps with balance and projects energy. And honestly, just looking straight ahead, like you know where you're going, makes a huge difference. It's like you're owning your space, you know? Little things, but they add up.
Yes, I agree. My next question to you is that how do confident people usually sit or stand during a conversation?
Okay, this is good observational stuff. Confident people tend to take up space, not aggressively, but they're not shrinking into themselves. They'll often lean slightly forward when listening, showing engagement. When sitting, they might cross their legs at the ankles or keep their feet flat on the floor. They generally maintain good posture without being stiff. And like we talked about, they usually keep their hands relaxed and visible. It's a subtle thing, but they appear grounded and present, not fidgety or closed off. They don't really collapse into their chair or constantly shift positions. Does that ring true from what you've noticed?
Yes, my next question is that what are small physical habits that make me look unsure?
Okay. Let's get into the sneaky little tells. Things like glancing down a lot, tilting your head downwards, pursing your lips, or frequently clearing your throat can all signal uncertainty. Also, playing with your clothing, like pulling at your collar or adjusting your sleeves, is a common giveaway. And, like we talked about, fidgeting is a big one. Small, repetitive movements can betray your nervousness. It's easy to fall into those habits without even realizing it, which is why it's good to be aware of them. It's a bit like self sabotage, right? You're unintentionally undermining your own confidence.
Okay, my next question is that how can I speak clearly when I'm nervous?
Ugh, speaking clearly when you're nervous, it's tough. First, take a deep breath before you start talking. Sounds cliche, but it really helps regulate your nervous system. And then slow down your speech. Nervousness makes us speed up, and that makes it harder to articulate. Consciously focus on enunciating your words. And don't be afraid to pause. Pauses aren't awkward. They actually make you sound more thoughtful and confident. And also, try to lower the pitch of your voice a little bit. Nervousness can make your voice go higher. It's about controlling your breath and pacing yourself. It takes practice, but it really pays off.
Okay, my next question is that what tone of voice sounds confident?
That's a good one. A confident tone isn't necessarily loud. It's more about resonance. It's talking, being, it's a voice that's steady, clear, and has a good amount of warmth. The people who sound confident usually speak at a moderate pace, with slight variations in pitch to emphasize key points, avoiding uptalk. That habit of ending sentences as if they're questions is helpful. It's about speaking with conviction and authority, but without being aggressive. A confident tone makes you sound like you believe in what you're saying. It's hard to explain. It's a feeling as much as a technique, I guess. Does that vibe with what you're thinking?
Yes, pretty much. My next question is, should I speak slowly or quickly to appear confident?
Definitely slowly. Slowing down is key. When you're nervous, your brain tends to race, and that translates into rapid fire speech. Speaking slowly gives you time to think, breathe, and articulate your thoughts clearly. It also projects an air of calm and control. Fast talking can come across as anxious or flustered, even if you're not trying to be. It's not about sounding sluggish, just deliberate and measured. Like you're in charge of the conversation, not being swept away by it.
Okay, my next question is, how to avoid filler words like and huh?
Ah, the eternal struggle, right? Everyone uses filler words, honestly. But to minimize them, awareness is key. Start paying attention to when you use like so, huh, etc. Once you notice your patterns, you can start consciously replacing them with pauses. Silence isn't your enemy. It's okay to take a breath and collect your thoughts before speaking. Also, try to structure your thoughts beforehand. Even just a quick mental outline can help you speak more fluently. And honestly, don't beat yourself up over it. A few filler words are normal. It's when they become excessive that they undermine your credibility.
Okay, my next question is it okay to pause during speaking when I feel nervous?
Absolutely. Pause away. Seriously. Pauses are your friend. They're way better than filling the silence with ums and ahs. Pauses give you time to gather your thoughts, regulate your breathing, and speak more deliberately. They also make you sound more thoughtful and in control. It shows you're not rushing to fill the space. You're taking your time to formulate a response. Don't feel like you need to be constantly talking. A well placed pause can be really powerful. It's almost a power move, honestly. It says, I'm taking the time to think before I respond.
Okay, my next question is, what are confident words or phrases that I can use?
Good question. It's less about specific words and more about how you frame things, but there are definitely some that project confidence. Instead of saying, I think, try stating your opinion directly, like, I believe, or in my experience, instead of, I'm not sure, but try, I'm confident that, or let's explore using active voice instead of passive voice sounds more assertive, and avoiding qualifying language, like just or maybe can make your statements more impactful. It's about owning your words and expressing your ideas with conviction, you know? It's subtle, but it adds up.
Okay, so my next question is that how should we tackle the situations where when we are talking to someone and they are like continuously like disagreeing with us? So what type of behavior should we how should we tackle that kind of conversation?
Oof. Those are. Okay. First, take a breath. It's easy to get flustered. The key is to stay calm and avoid getting defensive. Acknowledge their perspective. Something like, I understand you see it differently, but don't immediately concede your point. Then calmly restate your position, focusing on the facts and your reasoning. Instead of getting into a back and forth argument, try asking clarifying questions. Can you help me understand why you feel that way? To show you're genuinely listening. And honestly, if they're just being combative and refusing to listen, it's okay to disengage. You don't have to win every argument. Sometimes the most confident thing you can do is walk away. Does that make sense? It's
Um,
about setting boundaries and protecting your energy.
yes, it
Gotcha.
does make
So
sense. My next question is that does being confident makes you feel more like maybe a bit of egoistic?
that's a really insightful question, actually. It's a good thing to be aware of. Confidence and ego can definitely get tangled up, but they aren't the same thing. Confidence is about believing in your abilities, while ego is about believing you're better than others. It's a subtle difference, but crucial. A healthy confidence is grounded in self awareness and respect for others. Ego is often rooted in insecurity and a need to feel superior. It's possible to be confident without being arrogant or dismissive. It's about owning your strengths without diminishing others. It's a balance, right? You want to believe in yourself, but not at the expense of empathy and humility. What are your thoughts on that?
Yep, I agree. I feel like even if you are trying to be confident, like your voice should be really polite, your gesture should be really polite that the other person won't feel that you're showing kind of like attitude or being egoistic. And so, yeah, my next question is that how can I trick my brain into feeling more confident?
Trick your brain. I like that it's all about hacking your own system, right? Okay, there are a few things you can do. Visualization is powerful. Imagine yourself succeeding in a confident manner. Power posing, even just for a couple of minutes, can actually change your neurochemistry. Listen to upbeat music before a challenging situation and practice self compassion. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend. Remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. And honestly, fake it till you make it. Even if you don't feel confident, acting as if you are can eventually trick your brain into believing it. It's like method acting for your own life. Haha. Do any of those resonate with you?
Yes, it does sometimes. I really like to trick my mind that if I'm going to give a speech, before giving the speech, I'm just like telling my brain that I'm really scared, I can't do it, and I'm nervous. But the moment I step on the stage, I'm like, I can do it. And I just, at the very moment, I trick my brain. And uh, it really helped me because if it's easy to change your mind in a moment and start giving the speech. So, my next question.
Wow. That's actually a brilliant strategy, Fava. Seriously. Acknowledging the fear beforehand and then making a conscious shift when you need to perform. That's really clever. It's like you're disarming your anxiety by expecting it, then overriding it. That shows a lot of self awareness and control. I'm genuinely impressed. Okay. And you had another question? Go for it.
Yes, so
Okay.
my
My next question
next
is that,
next question is that
okay,
can fake confidence actually become real confidence?
absolutely. That's the whole point of fake it till you make it, right? It's not about being deceptive, it's about behaviorally changing yourself. When you act confident, even if you don't feel it initially, you start to internalize those behaviors. Your brain starts to associate those actions with success and competence. Over time, those behaviors become more natural, and the feeling of confidence follows. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The key is consistency. Don't just fake it for one speech or one meeting. Make it a habit. And honestly, even small acts of faking it, standing a little taller, making eye contact, speaking clearly, can start to chip away at your self doubt and build genuine confidence. It takes work, but it's definitely possible. What do you think? Does that align with what you've experienced?
Yes, it does. My next question is that what are some quick confidence boosting affirmations?
Ooh, affirmations. Okay, some quick ones. I am capable and resilient. I trust my abilities. I embrace challenges with courage. I am worthy of success. I am strong and confident. I choose to focus on my strengths. I radiate confidence. Keep them short, positive, and in the present tense. And honestly, say them with conviction, even if you don't fully believe them yet. It might feel silly at first, but the repetition can really start to rewire your thinking. Do you have a particular area you'd like to focus on? Like work confidence, social confidence, etc.? I can tailor some to that if you like.
No, I don't think so. My next question is that how do I deal with negative self-talk in the moment?
Okay, this is a big one. Negative self talk is the confidence killer, right? When you catch yourself spiraling, the first thing is to recognize it. Just acknowledge that you're having a negative thought. Then challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought actually true? Is it helpful? What's the evidence for and against it? Replace the negative thought with the more realistic and positive one. Instead of, I'm going to fail, try, I'm prepared, and I'll do my best. And honestly, be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend who's struggling. It takes practice, but learning to interrupt those negative thought patterns is a game changer. It's like being your own internal coach instead of your own worst critic. Does that resonate?
Yes, sometimes. My next question is what's a mental trick to stop feeling awkward in public?
Okay, awkwardness, we've all been there. Here's a trick. Instead of focusing on how you feel, shift your focus outward. People are generally so wrapped up in their own thoughts and insecurities that they're not paying nearly as much attention to you as you think. So, observe your surroundings. Notice details, the colors of the buildings, the people's expressions, the sounds of the city, or focus on connecting with one person. Make eye contact, offer a small smile, engaging with the environment or with another person pulls your attention away from your internal awkwardness and makes you feel more present. It's like a mental refocus, getting you out of your head and into the moment. It sounds simple, but it can be surprisingly effective.
Okay, my next question is that how can I look confident in a group of strangers?
Okay, that one's a classic. It's really about projecting an air of ease, even if you're secretly panicking. Maintain good posture, shoulders back, head up. Make eye contact with different people in the group, but don't stare anyone down. Smile genuinely. And prepare a few conversation starters beforehand. Having a couple of go to questions or topics can make it easier to initiate interaction and show you're engaged. Also, remember that most people are just as nervous as you are. It's okay to be a little quiet initially. Just focus on being present and approachable. And again, focus outward. Serve the group, listen actively, and find common ground. It's less about projecting confidence and more about appearing friendly and interested.
Okay, my next question is what should I do if someone intimidates me?
That's a really important question. Okay, first, recognize that their intimidation tactics are about them, not about you. It's a reflection of their own insecurities. Second, stand your ground, literally and figuratively. Maintain eye contact, keep your posture strong, and don't back down physically. Then calmly and assertively state your boundaries. Something like, I don't appreciate being spoken to that way, or please don't interrupt me. You don't need to be aggressive, just firm. And if they continue to be intimidating, it's okay to disengage. Remove yourself from the situation and don't be afraid to seek support from others. It's about protecting your boundaries and prioritizing your well being. It's definitely not easy, but it's important to remember that you deserve to be treated with respect. What feels most challenging about that scenario for you?
For me, it's the same thing. Like sometimes you don't even know how to react, and you are afraid that maybe you will like appear more aggressive in the social gatherings, even if you're not, but just because of that situation. So that's kind of the things that I'm worried about. So my the time of the conversation is over. It was nice having this conversation with you. It was really informative. So goodbye.
That makes total sense. The fear of being perceived as aggressive when you're just trying to protect yourself, that's a valid worry. It's a really fine line to walk, and it's okay to feel unsure how to react. Really sounds like you have great self awareness about that potential situation, which is half the battle. Then, hey, I'm really glad this was helpful, Father. You asked some really thoughtful questions. It was great chatting with you again. Don't hesitate to reach out if you want to explore any of this further. Take care and have a good day. Goodbye.
Okay, everyone. So this was for the conversation. I hope that you enjoyed it and it was informative for all of you. I'll see you in my another live with an other interesting topic.